everybody, I'm Lisa and I'll be talking about hemostasis. Imagine if you get like a cut and you need the bleeding to stop. Hemostasis is termed as the body's response in order to stop bleeding. So in hemostasis, we have 3 different stages that occur. The first stage that occurs is called vascular spasm. Vascular spasm is also known as vasoconstriction. So the walls of our blood vessels are made up of a lot of smooth muscle. So in order to prevent damage, whenever we get a cut, the walls of our smooth muscles constrict. That's why it's termed vasoconstriction. So why is it that we would want the blood vessel to vasoconstrict? That is because whenever our blood vessels vasoconstrict, it's going to limit the amount of blood flow throughout the vessel. So that's going to limit the amount of blood that comes out through the damaged blood vessel, therefore limiting the amount of blood loss. So that would be the first step in hemostasis, vascular spasm. The second step is known as platelet plug formation. Not only is a blood vessel made of smooth muscle, it also contains collagen fibers. So when a blood vessel is damaged, the collagen fibers are going to stick out like this, which is then going to flag the platelets. Platelets are fragments of megakaryocytes. So these platelets are going to recognize the damage in the blood vessel, and then they're going to form a plug at the site of damage. So this plug at the site of damage is going to activate something called prothrombin activator. So platelets are going to activate prothrombin activator, which is then going to activate prothrombin. What do we know about prothrombin? Prothrombin is made in the liver, and it is also needed. Prothrombin is made in the liver, and it also requires vitamin K for its production. So prothrombin is then going to turn into thrombin. Thrombin acts like scissors. Those are going to cut fibrinogen into fibrin. So what is fibrin? Fibrin are protein threads. So let's just go over the platelet plug formation step again. Whenever there is a damaged blood vessels, there will be collagen fibers that are exposed. The platelets are then going to form into a platelet plug because it's going to activate prothrombin activator. Prothrombin activator is then going to activate prothrombin, which prothrombin requires vitamin K, and it's made in the liver, which is then going to convert into thrombin. Thrombin is then going to activate fibrinogen, which is free floating in the blood, and it's going to activate it into fibrin. So that fibrin is then going to move into our third step, which is coagulation. Why do we need fibrin? When the platelets form at the site of damage, they are going to be reinforced by these fibrin fibers, which are then going to coagulate. So in order to stop the coagulation, because if this keeps on coagulating, there's going to be a huge blood clot, we need to initiate fibrinolysis. Fibrinolysis is activated by a proteolytic enzyme called plasmin. plasmin is going to break down the clot into fragments, and these fragments are then going to be closed by our sewage system, which are composed of the kidneys and the liver. And then